Welcome, fellow watchers, to another episode of The Watcher's Point of View. Once again, I have with me my guest co-host, Dana from That Girl Media. Welcome back again. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Oh, God. You know what?
Good, huh?
Well, no, I'm not going to complain. You know, you wake up every day. Here's the thing. My rule of thumb is if you wake up, you're able to feed yourself, take care of your bodily functions on your own without assistance. Wipe your own butt, in other words. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You're not really having a bad day. Everything else is just a bump in road.
Pretty much, yeah. I feel you.
Well, welcome back, watchers. I'm glad everyone can come back and visit us again. I'm glad to have everyone back here today, especially, like I said, Dana here. You're talking about, how was I feeling today? Let's be honest about it. Let's just cut right to the chase of a fun topic, which is not fun, is this whole isolation and, social distancing and all this other crap that's going on. Well, I shouldn't call it crap, but, it's an actual thing. It's a pandemic.
Right.
That's going on right now.
But actually, you and I aren't really isolated.
Oh, no.
We work.
Oh, yeah. We
work with the public, so we're out there.
We both are essential workers. That's not,
whatever that means.
According to, the states, plural, depending on what state that you're actually in. If you look at the guidelines, what falls as essential employees, yeah, we do fall underneath without.
Oh, we do, but before this, were we essential? Well, you were. I was not.
No. And that's the funny thing. People are like, what are essential workers? And it was a funny meme I saw where it said, hey, you know what? We're looking at
You call it a meme?
A meme. Memes.
A meme?
Memes. Yeah.
What are you, 80?
Yeah, I am. It's a meme because it's like a memory you get to see all over and over again. Yeah, give me a hard time, whatever.
I've never heard anyone call
you never called them memes?
No.
Memes, memes.
They're memes.
Memes. Oh, God. I've heard.
Memes?
Oh, yeah. I've heard all sorts of.
Memes?
Hey, you never know. You want to start giving it gender, go ahead. I consider those non-binary, but,
What?
No, but seriously, though, I did see a funny little deal where it said all the essential workers out here. So have the states finally realized that all the sports players don't deserve the money that they are getting at the present time?
Right, but it's not like the states pay for a sport.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's what I was kind of laughing at. It's like, well, and you should have seen the comments that were listed below that thing. Oh, my God, people were being brutal.
Yeah.
But, it kind of goes back to what you and I are talking about pandemic-wise is people's mindsets right now.
Yeah. They're either, terrified, don't give an F, or balancing the line. That's how I'm seeing it.
You know what? And in the communities that I'm a part of, oh my God, the different communities I'm a part of where I have I have one group of people that are like, yeah, apocalypse, because, they're just thinking pandemic, eco-collapse, this is what we prepped for,
Right.
Then you have the other side of my friends who go, oh my God, when is this going to be over? I'm tired of being home. I'm going to kill somebody in my family.
Then you need to get an essential job.
Right.
Because
Exactly.
I got a second job, just saying, so I didn't have to sit at home.
Well, but it's true though. It's everybody's on different mindsets,
right?
And I have another set of people who are just like, and these are my medical friends who are really deep into what's going on. They're like, hey, yes, we need to take precautions. Mm-hmm. Yes, we need some social distancing. They don't say this is a mandatory thing. They said that to a degree, yes, we need to distance ourselves and not gather as much and to gather small.
Well, here's the thing.
3 or 4 at the time that they were saying. I'm like, wow, okay.
Here's the thing. If you don't go extreme with the mass populace, they don't listen. I mean, look at religion.
Oh boy, here she goes. She mouthed religion.
What? It's true. Religion?
As in our first episode, with That Girl Media, we learned that religion is not a thing with her, and she does not believe in the Well, we're not going to go into there.
I don't
Just watch
believe in
the first
religion.
episode.
I believe in God. I don't believe in religion.
Watch the first episode of Hanging Out with Dana.
What?
No, it's not a bad thing. It's not. It really isn't a bad thing.
It seemed like it might be.
And I'm coming out saying that it's not right now. Okay. I'm acknowledging it's not a bad thing. I give you a ton of grief for it, though, because that's just me, and that's how we are.
But you're kind of the same.
What, extreme?
No. Like,
yeah, I think twice.
The religion thing, you're kind of...
Oh, my religious beliefs, yeah. It's a universal belief, though. You know,
yeah.
I do believe in a higher power. Mm-hmm. I don't give a name to the higher power. The only reason is because what I was taught growing up through my own studies, through high school, college, everything else, and just studying theology on my own and studying different religions and their practices. You know, it was like, wow, okay, I can see some similarities.
Yeah, it all boils down to harm none. And if you do that, you're fine.
Yeah, that's
Can we just do that? Can we do that?
Well, yeah, good luck on that. Good luck.
That's what it should be.
There's a lot of universal truths I find in all religions.
But that is the
judge none, harm none.
One.
That's
and it kind of takes care of everything.
Yeah, it's a blanket. It's definitely a blanket umbrella kind of thing. I won't disagree with that at all. Yeah. Never disagree with that.
Because I went through my own studies as well. Mm-hmm. Growing up Catholic, good times.
Wait, Catholic, Roman Catholic, what Roman Catholic, like Lutheran? You know, just what Catholic
Roman Catholic, like in Latin services.
Damn.
Catholic.
Wow, that's old school right there.
Yeah.
That's like what my parents. Well, not my parents, but what my mom went through. They had the old school Latin, doing mass in Latin.
Yeah.
Dad was.
That was when I was. My dad was Baptist too, of course, because they're from the South.
There's no religion. There's no Roman Catholic in the South. It's Baptist.
Which is really funny because my dad didn't want to convert to be Catholic to marry my mom, but did later on with my stepmom. He became Catholic.
Interesting.
Yeah, because it was in English then. And he's like, it makes sense to me. I was like, but how? How does it make sense to you? It doesn't make sense. It's just...
But you know what? They got together. They understood each other. He did it for your mom. And it was one of those not in agree kind of moments it sounded like. Yeah,
because he had to get one of those things that you have, an annulment out of the Catholic Church to marry my stepmom in the Catholic Church.
Wow.
And I was like, so that means I don't exist? The hell? The what? Okay.
You were told that.
Well, yeah, because if the marriage doesn't exist, I don't exist.
No, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm saying for the other watchers out here, so they can get an understanding. So they can actually hear, like, this are your things that you're being told, like, yes, you don't exist unless this and this take place. And I just want to make sure, you know, it can be misconstrued.
And these are the reasons I don't care for religion.
We'll touch on religion a little bit later on in the show. Let's go back to this pandemic.
Okay, let's go back to it. Sorry.
Because, and we digress.
I do it a lot.
Oh, I am so not going to comment on that. I'm going to leave that alone. Yes, it's true, though. She does this a lot. Oh, back to what we were saying about the pandemic. Mm-hmm. You were saying about just people losing their stuff, though.
Yeah, like this whole thing in Michigan. Did you hear about that?
What, where they started protesting?
Yeah.
Yeah. The look at your face was kind of like worth money.
I don't, like, how you're fully armed protesting, but let's go back a couple of years when peaceful protesters were water cannoned in negative degree weather in North Dakota. Mm-hmm. People who had no weapons. Let's just blow them away with water cannons and freeze them. But people that show up on the Capitol steps with guns, they're fine. They're just fine. That's just fine. We're not going to do anything to them.
Well, I look at it as you have, hard targets and soft targets. The people in North Dakota decided not to arm themselves.
Right, because they didn't want to get shot because they're not white. Hello.
And then you have Michigan, who said, hey, just be on the safe side.
Michigan and Wisconsin and somewhere else.
They have the right to protect themselves.
Missouri, maybe? I can't remember.
Well, like I said,
I've seen a few.
Let's be honest about something. What you're getting into right now is going to skirt a lot of lines with other watchers. Which,
and that's fine.
And like we said, we've said that before. It's an open heart, open mind when you come on the show and when you listen to the show. Have an open heart and open mind because there are two views here.
Right. And I get the other view, but...
Oh, no. I'm with you.
Like, I get it, but...
Say your piece.
It just doesn't...
Doesn't make sense to you?
No. Like, I get it, you want your freedom so you can go to Applebee's and get your hair cut. Seriously?
Applebee's, really?
Yes! Exactly. That's the other thing. I'm like, could you have picked a better restaurant?
Right. I'm not Applebee's.
Anything else? Because Applebee's...
Applebee's, not supporting.
They have three vegetarian items on the menu. I ordered one. They sent me the wrong one.
What, lettuce?
I've never been there since.
What did they actually send you?
I don't remember.
I'm curious.
No, I really don't remember. It's been that long. It was before I met you.
Okay, but you did order something that was on the vegetarian style of everything.
Yeah, and they sent me the other meal, and I was like...
Didn't I order something vegetarian?
I don't want this one.
Oh.
I wanted I pointed to it on the menu. How do you mess this up?
People make mistakes. People are human.
Yes, and I hit
I would say just hit the mic.
Because I got thirsty, so I'm reaching for my water.
Okay, miss, I'm reaching for my water. No, but and you actually have a valid point. Like I said, do I agree with it? It's sad that, our states are different states, I should say, because I can't say much about Illinois. Even though we live in Illinois, I'm not going to say much about it. Or I'm not going to say much about Wisconsin or...
Why?
Just the states in general. I'm just saying it as an overall. States in general have to understand people are going to be people, and you don't come out there in full force with water cannons and blast somebody in that kind of weather, because you can cause some problems outside of...
Yeah.
Some of those cannons are pretty freaking strong.
Yeah.
And there again, some people are going to go a little bit more... not armed to the teeth, but they're going to come out there to the point and to think twice before doing something unconstitutional. So because don't forget, there's a fine line. Let's be honest about something here. In the world we live in, there's a fine line between law, legality, and constitutional.
And there's also, common sense.
That is true too. And we know from things that we've seen with just people in general, not everyone has that, CS level of, yes, CS stands for common sense. Have that
acronyms.
Right?
My nemesis.
Exactly, right? But, we know there's people out here who don't really have a lot of common sense. We're not saying that people are stupid.
But we're saying people are stupid.
No, she's saying people are stupid. What I'm saying is some people don't take the time to get themselves in situations. They don't have that split-second decision of stop thinking and quickly redirect themselves. Mm-hmm. Where they go...
Well, especially when there are groups of people who are just egging you on to just do it.
Right.
Do it.
And
this is what we need to do for our freedom. You're still free.
Well,
just because we said stay home so you don't hurt other people and have compassion for everyone else on the planet.
But... you have people who are... This is where I'm actually going to. I'm glad you brought that up. You have people who are here understanding. Then you have other people here who are just okay, we get it, but when do we get a breather?
Right.
And then we have it on both sides of the equation where you have the extreme, this is BS, and we're going to do what we want. And then you have the other extreme of you're taking all of our freedoms away, and we can't even go out, and I'm afraid to go in my own backyard. It's whoa, that's
not even remotely. Not even remotely what it's saying. You can go outside, just don't gather in groups of, hundreds of people and go to the beach.
I would say, unfortunately, the beach is out of the question right now.
Right. I mean,
the Forest Preserve, family reunion picnics.
Our family reunion. We don't have family.
I was like, you have a family reunion?
No.
When did that happen?
We don't.
Okay.
Yeah. That doesn't happen. Our forest preserves are open, which I thought was weird. I did. I thought it was weird.
I'm agreeing with you.
I was like, why do something? Oh, that's right. That's where people do drug deals. I forgot.
Wow, you went there.
It happens.
Yeah, you never know what you're going to say on Watcher's Point of View, do you? Yeah, this is why you
I don't do drug deals, but I've seen it done.
Uh-huh.
What?
No, I'm just This is what she brings to the table tonight. But you know what?
I'm in a mood.
Hey, I understand. I respect it. I respect it. I do. No, because let's be honest, it's crazy out here right now.
It is.
And, you have to laugh to keep from crying. And
no, I just cry.
And like you and I, once again, people that don't know us or don't know how we are, we have some very dark humor.
Oh, yes. Yes,
we have very dark humor. And it's nothing to be apologetic for. It really isn't. It's just our morbid way of dealing with some of the stuff that we come in contact with.
Because we've had interesting backgrounds.
Oh, yeah, definitely. People are like, oh, what are those backgrounds? Not for today. Not for today. But it is something that a lot of people deal with. And like case in point, a bunch of the veterans I know, they hit me up and they're like, man, I'm having a dark day today. Mm-hmm. And then you hear some of the stuff that they're saying, and it's like, wow, that's a little morbid. But that is their mechanism. Yeah. It is their straight coping mechanism. Yeah. And
mine is laughing at.
And I just I giggle at them. I'm like, you guys feeling good with that? He goes, oh yeah. But the statements that they're making aren't harmful, or they're not in that. How should I put it? Because what we do for veterans with Save 22, things of that nature. They're not in that suicide mindset.
They're just in a dark spot.
Just like, dude, all this being at home stuff and hearing this, hearing that. They're like, hey, I've got a flashback from, when I was in the suck and I was dealing with this. And then I kind of remember this and this happened in the suck. And I remember what we did while we were in the suck. And I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, okay. He goes, and I realized one thing. It doesn't suck that bad being this. And I'm like,
right.
Well, like this suck is easy suck compared to what I've dealt with.
My cousin Danny's new husband.
Cousin who, what?
Danny. I have a cousin named Danny. She was born a week after me. She's a Leo. You don't need to know that. But I was named first, obviously, because I was born first, and then...
So she got the residual leftover?
No. We didn't actually know what her name was going to be. And then when she was born, they named her Danny. Because I don't think my aunt knew... I don't know. Whatever. I was just born. I don't really know what was happening.
I thought we were about to get some history lesson from you again.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so she just got married to a man who was in prison for 30 years for a crime he did not commit. He went into prison at 16 and just got out a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, quick question: was he acquitted, or did they find out he wasn't the guy who did it? Whatever it was.
Innocence Project got involved and got him. I don't know. I don't have all the details, but they got him out.
This is an interesting part from the watcher's point of view. Watchers are probably sitting here at the camera alley and I'm going.
Well, he was. I watched a podcast that he was on, talking about being incarcerated and being in solitaire, and he's like, this is nothing, people, relax.
Truthfully,
nothing.
People who have been incarcerated, they kind of understand it. Like I said, most of my veteran buddies like I was telling you about, they totally get it, and they're just like, this suck isn't bad. They're like, this isn't bad.
You're at home. You're at home, which is supposed to be where you're most comfortable at. Of course, there are some people who are not comfortable in their homes.
I would say some people
and I understand that there are abusive situations. I totally understand that. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, people are in the space they created to feel like home.
I'll give you that. I will.
So get over it. Watch some Netflix. Sorry.
Wow, that was just totally out of left field. And you went with the Netflix, not Hulu, not Amazon Prime.
Because I have had Netflix since it was mail to you.
Oh, yeah,
I've had it forever. I was mad when they did the streaming service, but it wouldn't work for Mac because because Apple was trying to do something, and they were like, "Yeah, no, we're not gonna let you do that." And I was like, and then it finally came out, and I watched it all the time.
So you really just had a moment there about Netflix. I did have
a moment about Netflix. Well, it wasn't about Netflix. As much as I love Apple, I was ticked off at them that I had to wait 9 extra months to be able to watch it on my Mac. I know.
I'm just saying, you looked a little bit upset right there. I'm just throwing it out there.
I'm just theatrical. We went through this.
Yes, you are very theatrical. Yeah.
And I'm trying not to do my hand so much. That's.
Yeah, that's working out real good for you.
Hey, I've only hit the mic once.
Twice. Not that I'm keeping count.
Whatever.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, for future references and fellow watchers, anytime that we do a video with Dana and we're doing a podcast, we're going to start keeping track of how many times she bops mics or slams things to make extra noise. Okay?
Wow.
And right now, okay, well,
thanks for that.
Well, so what? Yeah, hey, give something for them to do while they watch.
Oh, so you want me to put a little ticker in the corner?
I can do that.
You can?
Well, no, I'll just keep a little hand ticker, but...
No, I can just put it in the video. I'm good that way.
You know what? Drop it in the comment section if you would like to see a ticker put in here when That Fat Girl Media and the Watcher's Point of View get together. And
you need to start calling me That Fat Girl Dana.
That Fat Girl Dana. You want me to start calling you That Fat Girl Dana?
That's my screen.
Well, I know it's your screen name, but That Fat Girl Dana.
Yeah. You keep calling me That Fat Girl Media Dana.
Well, yeah, that's true. Fat Girl Media, and I have Dana with me. That Fat Girl Media. So we're just going to call That Fat Girl Dana?
Yeah, it's much simpler.
All right, well, that's what she
rolls off the tongue better. I don't know.
What? Hey, I'm not going to be in the audience.
What?
That fat girl. That wasn't me, okay? It rolled off her tongue, not mine.
Well,
That Fat Girl Dana.
I can't get Jay to call me that on camera.
Oh, yeah, he's totally against
dude,
that.
You've known me for how long? Well, I'm not calling the white woman that fat girl.
But hey, you know what? And here's the thing. If that's his thing, I'm not going to fault him for it. It's easier for some people to do it because they're like, hey, you know what? She's asking me to do it. This is kind of her call sign. This is who she is. This is her media persona. So let's go with it. Some people, they can't do it.
They're so afraid to call people fat.
Well, that's because of our society that we live into.
Well, guess what? People are fat. It's a thing.
Well, according to Gabriel,
lose weight if you don't want to be fat.
Remember?
No,
there's
fat.
levels. There's levels. There's fat. Was it fat, thick, something else? Chubby.
I'm fat.
Husky.
This is fat. This is squishy and it moves. It's jiggly. Nice face. What? I have side boob. It's a horrible thing. I've hijacked the show.
No. The watchers are just probably sitting here going, I see why JP said this is definitely 18 and older / 21 and older.
How is... What the...
Well, no, because you're talking about side boob, and they don't know what the hell else is going to start being spoken about now.
I'm dropping F-bombs.
Oh, no.
I even saved myself from doing that.
Yes, you did. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes. 3. No, that's number 3. That was 3.
I was just pointing. I hit it. 3.
Number 3.
Whatever.
Yeah. Haters are gonna hate.
People gonna hit mics.
Yeah, but that's number 3.
Okay. I am a media professional.
Yeah, you actually are.
I am.
Definitely give that. And even people watching us talk and hang out and everything, this is kind of the...
I need to adjust.
Oh, just go ahead, adjust. Just do your thing.
My neck is starting to hurt.
Okay, you want to bring the mic over to you? I'm bringing it. Yeah, there you go. Just saying, grab the mic, bring it over.
I got it. I'm there.
Oh, boy. Why?
Isn't it interesting that we're friends?
Oh, no. I think it's quite comical. And how should I put this? Everything that's been going on in the world with the pandemic, this, that, and the other, this is part of what people need to do is understand they still have friendships.
Yeah.
And to keep those bonds going with people and to keep the banter. Because that's what you're noticing a lot with Dana and myself. There's a ton of banter here.
Oh, yes.
And that's, granted, I have other guests and co-hosts that will be coming on, and we banter just like this right now. And
but I'm funny.
Situationally funny.
Situationally funny.
Hey,
I'm hysterical. I don't know what you're talking about.
Leave that one alone.
Whatever.
Talking about you're hysterical, really?
I am. I'm going to start doing stand-up. I've been saying that for about 10 years.
I would say, like, legitimately, you're going to start doing stand-up?
Yeah, if anything opens up.
Yeah, if the pandemic releases.
I don't know. I could start doing it just online.
Well, hey, you know what? That might be.
Then I don't know if my jokes kill, though. It's kind of hard, when nobody's laughing that you can hear. That's why I like being on stage. What?
No,
you're just staring at me.
No, I'm thinking about you're making I'm thinking about you're making a valid point. It's like you're on stage. It's a little bit easier.
Right.
Have your audience, have your crowd out there. Makes things a lot easier.
Right. Unless I do like on a Zoom or something. I'm not doing that.
Just
lame.
Thinking about comedy too right now. God, remember all the comedians that we grew up on? All the comics. Can you imagine any of them right now in this day and age doing comedy?
George Carlin.
Oh, he already.
If you watch his stuff, it's already there.
Right, he already spoke on it.
It's already there.
George, he was in a world of his own.
Oh, yeah.
Gave this many F's.
Right.
0.
And I call him my godfather of comedy.
Okay, I'll give you that one.
Like, he is... I listened to Back to School on an 8-track.
Wow.
When I was little. Over and over and over again. Because my dad loved him. And... like over and over and over again. I could do it verbatim. Not now, because I'm old. But, and I don't remember anything. But
I will reserve comment at this
back
time.
then, I could do his whole set verbatim.
I believe it.
Yeah.
But he's one of the greats, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like him, Sam Kinison, Andrew Dice Clay. Can you imagine Andrew Dice Clay now?
He can't do his sets now.
He couldn't do 1/3 of it. You know how many people be getting offended and be walking out?
Couldn't do 1/8 of it.
He might get away with the nursery rhymes, and that's about it. And you hear where I said might. But Dice, he was like one of those recluse.
Right.
Another one, got rest his soul too. Red Fox.
Oh yeah.
Did
you ever listen to?
And of course, Richard Pryor, God rest his soul too.
Was it Bill Hicks? Was that his name? Did you ever hear of him?
Bill Hicks isn't ringing a bell. One old school one that we bring to Bill Hicks and said, "Have you ever heard of him?" The thing that went through my mind was Lenny Bruce.
Oh yeah.
Can you imagine Mama Bruce and Lenny Bruce?
I actually work with a guy who used to open up for him.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
I have really weird connections. Like, really strange. Like, I could do 7 things to Kevin Bacon. What is it called? Have you never heard of that?
Yeah.
7 degrees.
7 degrees. Okay. You're like, I could do 7 things to Kevin Bacon. I'm like,
no, I didn't mean that.
Maybe we don't want to hear about that right now. Especially, I know I don't. Whatever fantasies you have about the Bacon
No, but
boy,
I have a lot of friends that are in the industry that have connections with people, and I've met people just randomly as well.
Right.
Like, I met Jennifer Aniston and what's his name? The really tall dude that she used to date. I can't remember his name. He's from Chicago.
I would say Asian culture. I don't know.
I can see his face, and I can't pull his name out of. I'm part Italian. Cut it out.
Hey, you're the one doing the handstand. I was just
I was only doing one.
I was proving a point with you doing all
It'll
this.
pop in my head in like 20 minutes, and I'll be like, ah! And you'll be like, we're not talking about that anymore.
Okay, so we're tabling that part of who's in her
But
head
anyway,
right now.
so I met them when I worked at the Red Door Spa, because he was looking for a condo in the Palmolive building where the spa was. And, damn, I was really ticking me off not knowing his name.
Well, there's this thing called the internet in front of you.
Not really, because you don't know your password to your Wi-Fi, so guess again.
Would you like to use your phone then, or
No, it's fine. It's not that important.
I can look it up real quick. You know what?
But you don't even know.
Doing this, we're just gonna go ahead and look this up. So, yeah, we're doing this right now, ladies and gentlemen. This is not a joke.
Oh, and have you ever heard of the show?
No, I haven't.
Wow. For Life?
Truthfully, no.
Okay.
Let's see. And really, you have to figure out who she was dating?
Yeah.
Okay.
In, I don't know, 2007. Let's go with that.
Okay, let's see if we get a list. Because we'll get a list of everything.
Really?
Yeah, well, it's there in that. So, like, who's been her partners? Justin.
No.
Let's see. Mary, was it there? No, it's Brad Pitt.
It's not Brad Pitt.
Well, obviously.
I did not.
Because you would have got Brad Pitt right away.
Well, yeah, and he doesn't live in Chicago.
Let's see. Jesus Christ.
She's dated a lot of people.
Let's
be honest.
I'm like, according to the internet, it's like, wow.
Wow, this is the greatest podcast ever. We're doing internet searches on Jennifer Aniston.
Hey, you know what? You brought it up. Apparently, you're not going to leave it alone until you figure out who it is. Because you're twitching right now.
I'm not twitching. All right, so my foot's moving, but whatever.
Yeah,
wait,
okay.
Go back. What was
Go
it?
back.
That guy.
That guy,
Back,
where?
back.
Where?
Right there.
Where? Here?
Yes.
Here. Which one? Here?
With the hat. She's got the
Here.
hat on.
Okay, it's Brad Pitt.
That's not Brad Pitt.
Oh, that's the guy,
Yeah, that guy.
who played in, no, hold on. Played in Wedding Crashers.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. And I am totally brain fried right now.
Right?
Because you're doing the hands thing, and it's still making me laugh.
I'm so glad I'm here for your entertainment.
Oh, my God.
What is his name?
Hold on, Vince Vaughn.
There we go. Vince
Okay.
Vaughn. So I met him.
All right, so she met Vince Vaughn, yeah. I know everyone's sitting here for the past,
20 minutes.
people are sitting here for the past, 4 minutes going, what the F are we listening to and watching, and why is it taking so long? You know what? People who, I am going to put this on YouTube, so any of my people who are on Spotify, Podbean, or listening on the other platforms that this is distributed on, yes, this will be on YouTube. Please check it out in advance and get a good laugh with her doing this and all this other stuff, and me actually looking up. Oh, it was bad.
It's not that bad.
Okay. Dream on.
Obviously, you've never had a... Sorry.
Yeah, see?
Obviously,
Thank you for proving my point.
you have never had a family function full of Italians before.
No, but my best friend / brother is Sicilian, and when he does, or when he gets really excited, he'll kind of start getting his hands up, and he'll start,
we can't help it.
doing this thing. He's like,
Can't help
I'm
it.
like, oh boy, here he goes.
It's a thing.
Oh, I know it's a thing.
Because we're very... Well, I only have 7% in me. That's why only one arm moved. But my grandfather was actually first generation born here.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, Rick Benny's was where he used to live.
Really?
Yes. Actually, the elder Rick Benny was my grandfather's godfather, and when my grandfather came back from the war, he gave him money to start Rick Benny's.
Sweet.
Right?
And if anybody doesn't know anything about Rick Benny's, man, let me tell you something. It's an Illinois staple of breaded steak sandwiches. They're worth the bang for the buck. and they're huge breaded steak sandwiches. Me personally, I suggest getting the king size. Don't short yourself. If it's your first time, get everything on it. Get the cheese on there. If you like hot peppers, get the hot peppers. If you like sweet, get the sweet. Just literally get it, and make sure you grab at least 2 orders of fries if you're a potato fan.
Because of the fresh cut fries. Oh yes,
they're freaking awesome.
And if you're vegetarian, they have the eggplant sandwich, which is fantastic.
Well, and
it's breaded eggplant. That's what I eat.
Really?
Yeah.
You get it with the cheese? Oh no, never mind. Well,
sometimes
you can get cheese,
sometimes I get it with cheese. Sometimes I don't. Depends on where I'm feeling. But yeah, it's amazeballs.
Yeah, my grandmother, God rest her soul, she loved eggplant sandwiches.
Oh, really?
Loved them. I'm talking about if they were breaded and they had like mozzarella and everything on there. Oh my God.
Oh.
She put a hurting on those. Yeah, for someone who's like, oh, I'm not going to eat much. I'm like, yeah, we're hungry, huh?
What? It's eggplant. It's not like meat. It's not going to take 8 years to digest.
No, her thing was like, yeah, I was a little more hungry than I thought. I was like, you think? Okay, not mad at you.
Yeah. Oh, that's another thing we should probably talk about. All these meat processing plants closing.
Because of the COVID.
Yeah,
coronavirus,
There was, 900 people in a place in Indiana tested positive for it. 900 people.
That's a lot.
How many people work there?
Well, here's the thing.
I'm not really into the meat processing situation, so I don't really understand it.
You're a vegetarian,
right? But I mean, I understand slaughtering because my friends across the street they raise animals to eat, and I understand the concept of it, but not on a grand scale.
Right.
Like
that marketing scale.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something to think about too. 900 people, man, get hit with it, and it's like now you got to shut your plant down, sanitize everything, and let's be honest, there's still a lot about the so-called virus that people are still fearful of, unaware of, and it's sad, but it's like there's a ton of meat now, and
that's questionable,
and they're gonna have to discard it.
Yeah.
Because they don't want to be the problem, or I shouldn't say the problem, but the source of the issue where people go, oh, we purchased this and this, and now it's a recall, but where did we get it from? Oh, we got it from this location, and these are our distributors. And, yeah, that just turns into lawsuit 101.
Yeah, that was a big thing on Facebook yesterday. And I was like, I'm so glad I've been prepping for this for 20 years. Because I don't need to eat it. And no one really... Well, and then there was this other brainchild, being kind, who had posted, I sent this to you about there's 52 states. Yeah, she's special. We have 52 states with a lot of land. Why are we getting meat from China? Okay, so I had to go on a bit of a diatribe. I was like, first off, we don't have as much land as you think we have to raise enough food for this country. We don't. We have a lot of people living on it. There needs to be, well, for horses, for instance, I know we don't eat them. We're not supposed to. I don't want to eat one because I love my horse. But to raise a horse, you have to have an acre of land with grass on it so they can survive. So if you need that for one horse, think of how many acres you need for cattle. It's a lot. And you also need water. Now, I don't know, there's been a drought on the West Coast for a zillion years now, and not a lot of grass in California. Like, I was there last year, and I was like, it's really brown here. Like, why don't you have grass? You just don't. You can't raise cattle in the mountains, and we have 2 mountain ranges. It's a little hard. They're not Rocky Mountain climbers. They're not goats. Yeah, we can't raise enough food, especially because we eat it with every meal. We can't keep doing that. Wild animals who kill other animals to eat don't do it 3 times a day. They do it like a couple of days. Mm-hmm. You know, take a break, and then they're like, oh, I should probably eat. Yeah. We're eating way too much meat.
You know what? I will agree with that. And also, when you're talking about a lot of stuff that you're bringing up with human interactions and stuff, back to what we said earlier about, the forest reserves being open still. Actually, I did drive by one because I got out of work and I just needed to take a drive, you know, and I drove over by one of the forest reserves and I looked around, and for the first time in a long time, ton of deer out. I'm seeing all the animals coming out again. And then later on I saw a post where somebody else was by a forest reserve and they're like, oh my god, I saw these coyotes, I saw this, I saw that.
Yeah.
Why is this happening?
Because nobody's bugging them.
And that's why I brought out was the fact of the limited interactions with humans. You know, my nature is kind of resetting herself again. And
well, it's even not only the animals, but the ozone.
Oh, everything's resetting.
Yeah. So it makes you think, oh, well, maybe science might be right.
Hey, I look at it this way. Not everything can be... I have a faith belief system, but not everything is faith-based.
Okay.
You know? Some things are science-based, and, you know, let's keep it real. It's my nature resetting herself.
Yeah. Right
now. That's what it feels like, because every time you look around, it's like, oh, well, we notice trees are growing now. We're noticing, what are the mushrooms that grow this time of year? Begins with an M.
It begins with an M?
Yeah.
Marshes? What do you mean?
There's a mushroom.
Oh, not the morels, but the...
That sounds like morels or something.
Yeah, there's morels, and then there's...
But they grow this time of year, and people just gather them all up like crazy.
And they get a lot of money for them, too.
Yeah, like my couple of my buddies that live in Ohio and some of the other states, they're like, dude, we never had an explosion of mushrooms like this before.
Nobody's bothering them.
And I was like, wow, that's something to think about. You know, and they're like, we have tons like left over. Like usually they would go out and do their hunt, and they said, well, you know, every now and then we bring like a little hip bag and we can fill up a bag, and the bag was enough for about, they said, 2 weeks worth of meals. The sizes they were getting. Now they said they actually had like a truckload. Wow. So, you know, yeah. And each bag that they had, they were like hefty, like construction bags. He said he filled up his whole trunk of his bed with them. Wow. I couldn't believe it. I was like, how many did you find? He goes, dude, it was weird. He goes, it was like an explosion of them. And he goes, and I didn't take everything. I was like, really? You filled up like the back of your vehicle and you didn't take them all? He goes, there was still a ton left over. He goes, you could have probably brought 40 people through there and still wouldn't have collected everything. Wow. So I was like, yeah, that's something to think about.
So that's another thing that I'm thinking about while we're in this situation. Because I garden. I have a greenhouse, and I garden every year. And I feel that is something that everyone needs to start doing.
I've been saying that, and as...
I almost brought you a tomato plant today.
Well, thank you for that.
I'll bring it next time.
Part of, believe it or not, part of survival for long term, outside of the bug out situation or bugging in situation, either way you go about it, once you get to a location that is going to be home for a long period of time, being able to garden and produce your own food is a big thing.
So here's the thing about my neighborhood, because my neighborhood is crazy. My next door neighbor has a duck who lives in the house. Yeah.
Did he name the duck? I gotta ask.
Her name is Lucy. Yes.
Wow.
And then she bought 2 more. That's
actually
baby ducks.
Kind of a good blessing for me on right now, but okay.
Lucy?
Grandma's name.
I didn't know that.
Every time
I just know she was a grandma.
Every time I hear my grandmother's name, it's always like a positive sign.
Oh, cool.
And it's usually from little things like that. That always brightens my day up when I hear, oh, hey, there's a new movie out. What's it called? Lucy. I'm like, no matter what the name of it is.
Actually, that was a good movie.
That was a good movie. But no matter what I hear, when I hear the name, it's almost like a comforting that I get. No matter what's going on in my day, I could be having a great day. I'll have a greater day as soon as I hear her name. But it's always from little things like that. But continue on. So we have Lucy the duck living in the house.
Yes. So Lucy's been producing a lot of eggs, and they can't eat all the eggs. So they've been giving them to me because I'll eat them, because some people are like, duck eggs. I was like, it's better than chicken eggs, actually. It's
now
they're not acidic.
Now, how do you eat your duck eggs? Because have you ever had balut?
Like eggs.
When the chicken's still kind of developed in there, have you ever had balut before?
Okay, so since there's not a male duck, she's not getting fertilized eggs. She just has eggs. And that's what people don't seem to understand. They're like,
I didn't know if Lucy had a mate.
It's a fetus. And I'm like, it can't be a fetus if it doesn't have sperm. It just can't.
That's why I brought up if there was a balut thing going on. Because,
there's not.
By the way, I have had balut. Balut is very good. Definitely have to have a little vinegar and some sea salt. But
I'm good.
On the other half of it, duck eggs are more flavorful.
Well, they're not only more flavorful, but they are they're not acidic. What is the other word? It's getting late. I can't remember words.
I don't know.
I'm gonna hit you.
Like cholesterol? What?
No, so there's acidic and then there's non-acidic, whatever that word is. You know what I'm talking about? Alkaline. That's what you drink alkaline water, don't you?
Yeah, I do.
How did you not come up with that?
You're the one. Hey, you're sitting here doing this thing with the hands again, and
it's so distracting.
And I'm just sitting here doing like. Okay, I'll just wait till she's
You've
done.
Actually started mimicking my hands. You are aware of that, right?
Well, yeah, because I was making fun of you the entire time.
Wow.
That was something for the watchers
to be. It's just rude.
This was something for the watchers to see me doing this and going back and forth, so, yeah.
Whatever. So, okay, so my neighbor has a duck. Well,
Lucy.
she's got 3 ducks, actually, but 2 of them are babies. So
Does she name the other ducks?
I don't know.
So it's Lucy and the children?
Right now. But Lucy doesn't like the children. She wants to kill them. So they're separated right now. Exactly. And Lucy likes to play in our ditch, because we have a ditch that goes all the way across both of our yards. And it's always got water in it because it's been raining continuously. Annoying. Then across the street, kind of kitty corner, we have goats and pigs. So we have farm going on in my life, and then behind my house is horses, but not where my horse lives, because I don't really trust the people who own it. I don't.
Wow, the things we find out about our guest host and on the watchers, I tell you.
What?
Nothing. Go ahead, continue.
The guy who takes care of our horses, he might be the most rickety, crotchety man, but he is the best with the horses, and I trust him like there's no tomorrow.
Okay.
Like, he takes care of them. He could be, like, on his way to the hospital, and he would take care of the horses. That is just who he is.
Okay, that's a good man, then.
He is. He's really great. And that's one of the reasons I haven't moved our horses back to behind my house. And I think there's another house that has ducks, but I don't talk to those people because I don't really know them. And I've noticed, since everyone's exercising now, there's people in my neighborhood I've never seen before, ever. I'm like, who are you? My mom's had this house since I was 2, and I am now 48. I'm almost 49.
She told her actual age.
I don't care. Like, really? Why is that a problem?
Hey, some people care.
I don't. Well, Karen tells her actual age because she looks amazing.
The thing is, like, listen, my age and the raw go hand in hand.
I'm 73 and I look like I'm 40. Like,
you go, girl.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hate on that.
I ain't on it either. So what I was thinking, I always want to buy the barn that's behind my house. Like, it is my dream to buy it and finish it and stuff. Put solar panels on the roof of it because it's huge, and power the entire neighborhood with it.
All right, thanks, Tony Stark. I appreciate that.
What?
Yeah,
No, but
we're going to have a solar panel arc reactor up in the barn, and
I just want to take care of people.
No, I respect
Is that a problem?
No, actually, that's I do respect that. Laying all jokes aside for a moment, that's actually very admirable of you.
Yeah, but I kind of need a few $1 million to undertake that project. So, my PayPal is.
The watchers are sitting there going, and what did she smoke previously before coming on the show tonight? Actually, nothing to my knowledge.
No, I don't smoke.
I know that. I'm just letting the fellow watch.
I'm naturally effervescent. I don't even drink coffee. I don't really drink pop either.
Oh, yeah, I know that. And thank God, because you'll be bouncing off the walls.
I think I would pass out. To be completely honest with you.
Truthfully, I think your body would possibly go into shutdown mode.
Yeah.
Laying all jokes aside for a moment, I really do. I think you would go into shutdown.
I would be like...
A lot of people are sitting there going, it's caffeine, she'll be awake. Well, you know what? Caffeine affects people totally different.
Well, my best friend from high school, she was allergic to caffeine, and when she would drink it, it was like she was drunk.
Believe it or not, I actually have a fellow watcher who has been following me from the blueprints of the watcher's point of view before we actually did our first couple of shows and stuff, and she's highly allergic to coffee. I'm talking about highly. Like, I literally have to be careful if anything has anything coffee in it. And like, there's certain foods she can't eat that might have like that caffeine mocha. Yeah, certain things that she can't ingest, otherwise it's EpiPen time.
Wow.
Yeah. Like with me, my peanut allergy and everything, she's just as bad as I am. Just as bad. I was like, wow. And,
it amazes me, and I know this is going to sound rude as hell.
Oh, don't be rude. On the watcher's point of view, we're not rude. We just have a different way of looking at things than the average person. So, yeah, just in case people start going, oh, my God, I don't believe that fat girl Dana said that. No, go ahead.
I say lots of things.
Yeah, we know this. No, it's kind of a disclaimer I'm letting out so others know where we're at.
So, when I see a person like you, who's as big as you are.
Person like me. Okay, what's...
Big and strong and
go ahead.
whatever.
I'm giving you some crap.
I think to myself, a peanut can take you out.
Right?
And that's just weird.
Well, hey, no, seriously, think about it. Samson and Delilah, what happened? You cut off homeboy's hair, boom, done.
It's hair.
The Achilles heel, boom, done.
Well, but...
Small things, man. The small things.
The Achilles heels. Have you ever torn one of those?
No, but I did do an MCL tear, and trust me, that brought me to my knees, too, and I screamed loudly. But, no, seriously, the small...
Tore both of hers.
Hey, David and Goliath. My man hit him upside the melon with a stone. It didn't take much to drop him. Did
you ever hear the theory on that he was actually just a regular...
Size guy?
Well, like, he was like Andre the Giant. He was probably like that, because when they describe him, they describe the giantism.
Well, yeah, he's probably like wide as hell and, bulky. And you get little anorexic homeboy with a slingshot and just said, please, Jesus.
But they also said that he might have been slow, if that's a word. I don't want to use...
That's the safest term to use on the watcher's point of view, and thank you for... and we're going to leave it at that.
That's what they actually said, what I was listening to. I believe it was on NPR, because I listened to that a lot. And they were like, he was more than likely slow, and probably wasn't really a threat. He was just a big dude. And the guy just smacked him in the head with a rock. Rude. How you gonna be rude to, people with special needs? That's just rude.
Wow. Yeah, the things you hear on the watcher's point of view, man, I tell you. Yeah. Yeah, Dana's one of our special watchers. Special.
I know a lot of random things.
But it's those random things that make for interesting conversations. Because you know how many people are probably going to be sitting here and not admitting to it right now, who are probably going, let's see if that's true. Let's see. Because, everyone's going to be on the internet to start typing. Hey, we looked up, Vaughn over here,
Right.
okay? We took our time to look up Vaughn. So, someone's going to take the time to be like, okay, it won't take that long. Let's see. Oh,
It
okay.
might take long. Because sometimes things that I look for that I know I've heard, I can never find.
Sounds like me with old, 70s, late 70s and 80s cartoons. Yeah. Big time. And a lot of people don't understand in this new generation, a lot of the old school stuff.
The old racist stuff?
Well, no, not the old race stuff. I wasn't talking about some of the old Walt Disney flicks and things of that nature.
Well, I got to tell you about that. in a
Oh,
second. Go
man.
ahead.
I'm telling you, I've seen some old school Steamboat Willie stuff. And I'm just like, how is he making the cheese again? I'm like, oh, yeah, I am totally, yeah. As a kid, you're sitting there like, oh, my God, this is cool. Then you get a little bit older, and you rewatch it, and all of a sudden, you have a different set of eyes.
Yeah.
And your mind is just like, you feel dirty afterwards.
Well, okay, so I'm going to go into my story.
Well, yeah, go in your story. I'll hold off on mine.
Yesterday, we put Disney Plus on the living room TV because it's on all of our bedroom TVs. Don't worry about it. And so I was like, what do you want to watch? Because my mom watches the TV in the living room. And my daughter comes in and she's like, they have a lot of the old stuff in there. And she's like, a lot of the old racist stuff. Like Song of the South.
Oh, that one's bad. That one's
She's like,
bad.
I can't believe how racist that actually is, and they actually put it on here.
Yeah, well, and here's the thing. A lot of that stuff was considered just humor at the time. But no, seriously, if you do look at a lot of the old school Walt Disney, if you look at a lot of the old school Warner Brothers stuff, it can be taken out of context real quick. And like the cartoons I grew up on, granted I saw those, but I was thinking about like a lot of the old school before we had the Marvel DC wars going on,
like G.I. Joe.
I'm talking about the different variations that they had of the Super Friends.
Oh,
You had the Legion of Doom. You had the Super Friends with the Wonder Twins. Then they
the Wonder Twins.
Oh God, and Gleek the monkey.
Them.
I'll tell you had so much. I'm trying to think who was the other guy on there.
Aquaman was on there.
I'm talking about they had so many variations of.
I actually had Justice League sheets when I was a kid.
Really?
And I had Wonder Woman.
Underoos?
Well, I had that. Of course,
Someone
I
else
had
who
that.
was underoos.
And also, this isn't working.
Yeah.
Dang it.
Yeah, why don't you just put it right here? Put it
4?
right here. There you go. So that was like 5'6". We're gonna go with.
Okay. But I had like these full size, like.
Cutouts.
Yeah, that you can move the arms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had 2 of those. I had one on each door. I had
Really?
my door and then my closet door.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So you had the old Linda Carter ones or the actual cartoon version?
The cartoon version.
Okay.
And then I was Wonder Woman one year for Halloween. My mom made all of my costumes because she's a customer.
And see, I just like a lot of the old school Spectre Man, the Gotcha Man, which was also known as...
Gotcha Man.
Well, no, Gotcha Man was the Japanese version, but it was actually the English version of it was called Battle of the Planets.
I remember that.
G-Force.
I remember
they all look like birds and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, that was some cold-blooded stuff.
And
man,
wasn't there a dog too with that one?
That was oh God.
Or it was the little kid.
No, it was a robot that they had, 7 Zark 7, which was put in there for the English version.
Wasn't it a dog?
But there was a dog later on.
Okay.
That 7 Zark 7 had, and I can't remember the name of the dog right now. But yeah, it was like his companion.
Right. And then there was like a little kid.
The little kid that was...
I pretty much wanted
Gleep
to
or
punt
something.
him
Oh,
all the
it's
time.
called Gleep. Boy, I can't remember that.
Punt him.
It was Tiny was the big owl dude.
Right.
Princess was the female who had the swan. Jason, Mark, Keop. That was his name.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew if I go over all the names, I'll remember.
I don't
I got
know
that
names.
one. Yeah, but between that, God, Spectre-Man, Ultraman.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Remember
are,
Ultraman?
you know, and
The precursors to Power Rangers.
oh yeah. Well, and here's the thing: Power Rangers were out for a long time prior to their actual explosion to the U.S.
That's not surprising.
You know, there's a lot of stuff that was out back in the day, old school, and now was it Speed Racer here?
Oh yeah.
But it was Mach Go in Japan.
Really?
Yeah, and here's the thing: like a lot of the stuff that we saw, like Speed Racer, Battle of the Planets. It was, like I said, Gotcha Man, Mach Go. Mm-hmm. They all had way different names than what they were when they hit the States. Mm-hmm. Another one was Johnny Sacco and his flying robot. You know? And, you know, he had that head of the, like a Sphinx head.
Right.
Know? And, like, that was just a cold-blooded robot, too, you know? The old school, and remember they actually had the combination when we were growing up, and people were like, what the hell are we talking about? No, seriously.
It happened.
They actually had everything that was a cartoon turned into a live show, because we had Shazam, right? That was a cartoon, but then they had Shazam for the 70s/80s, but then they had the old school Shazam from like the 50s.
Right.
And then we had Flash Gordon with like Topol, Max von Sydow, and Pierce Brosnan, all these old school guys, right? Mm-hmm. That we grew up on. And then we had our parents' version of Flash Gordon in black and white.
Right.
So everything had.
And then we had Doctor Who.
Oh, Doctor Who, yeah.
From the beginning of time until now.
To Doctor Who. My favorite one is Tom Baker, everybody knows, Fourth Doctor.
You know why he's your favorite?
I'm the first 5 Doctors, period. But he's my favorite Doctor because he's the first one I watched and grew up
That's
on.
why. Me too.
He's always been my favorite. Mm-hmm. I've seen the first 5 Doctors, all their episodes.
All the ones that weren't burned up in a fire in Africa.
Precisely. I was actually...
God, I'm a nerd.
No, you know, you're not a nerd. Because my first Doctor Who experience was in 3rd grade.
Really?
Yeah. And first time I saw it, it was during the summertime. And I was up late because it only came on Sundays.
Yep, Sunday night at 11:30.
Yeah, and my butt was supposed to be in bed. But here's the thing. It turned into Benny Hill, Mighty Python, Dave Allen at Large, all BBC films.
Yep.
You know, British... was a British Broadcasting Company. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden it went right into Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. And you just heard that dum dum dum, and you heard that music. Boy.
You're like, yes!
And you know what? It was really weird because I actually saw like the first episode and I was good. Mm-hmm. You know, but then it's like the next weekend came around and I stayed up to watch it. And I was like, take my butt to bed. And I'm like, screw that. I'll be good. I just got to wake up at 6:30. I'll be fine. Right. Knowing damn well this thing's going off to like 12:31 o'clock because God forbid they did a special, and they would. It was almost like a soap opera.
Did you ever see the actual first movie?
The first Doctor Who, like the
not the show. There was a movie.
No, I have never seen it. I heard I could get a copy of it. I've seen
parts of it, but I have not seen the whole thing.
There's a place out in Indiana that's a Doctor Who museum.
I went there.
I heard they actually have it out there.
I didn't see that there.
That's what I heard.
But I was there because I needed to go.
Yeah, is it worth going? For the watchers out here, is that place, for all the fellow Doctor Who watchers, is it a place
It's got some good stuff in it. It's got a lot of, like, old, like, action figure stuff, and it's kind of got, like, half of it's a museum, and then the other half is a store.
Is it worth it for...
Well, I was heading down to Nashville at the time.
Here's my question. Is it worth for the watchers who are
Who
old
fans?
school? No, I'm talking about old school or new school, or just if you're Doctor
Everybody.
Who. So if you're a Doctor Who fan, period, no matter what generation of Doctor Who you like, you should check it out.
Oh, yeah.
All right, hey, that's a plug for it. Hey,
it's
check
probably
it out.
not open right now.
Well,
thanks, COVID.
No, but seriously though, it's something watchers can put on the to-do list.
It was on my... So, I have this to-do list of random things in every state that I want to visit.
Okay, and?
So, I want to hit 50 states by my 50th birthday.
What, not 52?
Really... Right, not 52. Thank
Sorry,
you.
I had to go there.
Had to bring that back. Thanks.
Think I was going to let that ride? Come on now.
But... like, I picked different things, like odd things to see, like Carhenge in Nebraska.
Okay.
Because my dad told me about it, and I was like, I'm going to see that someday. So I did.
Really?
Yes, I went to the Spam Museum in Minnesota. Not that I eat Spam, obviously. Mm-hmm. They don't have a vegetarian version of Spam.
Oh, God.
Could you imagine?
No, that's why I'm like...
But it was a really cool interactive museum, and it would be really good for kids.
Sorry.
It's not like you're eating Spam. You're just... like the history of Spam and all the Spam, different kinds of Spam that's across the world. Well, it's really kind of cool.
Well, I heard from old school veterans talking to them, when you bring up Spam, they become freaking Gordon Ramsay with the Spam. Dude, I swear.
Yeah, I'm good.
You get an old school veteran sitting there talking to you, and they start talking about MREs, this, that, and the other, Tabasco sauce on everything, and you bring up Spam, no, man, and all of a sudden, I'm serious, it's like they turn Gordon Ramsay on you, like, real quick. They're like, well, first you get the Spam, lovely, what you do is fry it.
We're gonna cut it.
Literally, you julienne it up. And you sit there, you can actually julienne Spam,
yes,
and then you think about it, it's like, well, yeah, it's pretty thick.
Yeah.
And they're like, from there, pepper, lovely, salt, and oil. And you're like, oil, what?
Bam. Yeah.
And believe it or not, by the time you get done listening to them and being grossed out for about, you're grossed out for about 5 minutes of listening to the conversation. You're intrigued, like, because you're ready to, like, throw up in a heartbeat, right? But you're sitting there, you're almost like, dude, yeah, keep going. And you put what, where? And you get a clove of garlic and... All right. And no, seriously, at one point, though, you want them to stop, but you're like, no, keep going, because I got to know how the hell this thing ends. Mm-hmm. Like, is it a goulash? Is it, like, a soup? Are you making it into a stir fry? And believe it or not, some of these freaking guys can make these things into stir fries. And when they're telling you, they add a little soy sauce. Delicious. It's like, boom. Yeah, right? That's where I'm gonna hurl.
Pardon me.
Right? It's like, I'm ready to hurl, and then they tell you the breakfast version. I'm like, wait, you guys do breakfast with
with eggs, Spam and eggs.
And
very popular in Hawaii.
All of a sudden, they're like, you dice it up.
I only know that from a movie.
Well, hey, I'm telling you, they start talking about chopping it up with vegetables and everything else. Make an omelet, lovely. And I'm serious. It's all I picture is Gordon Ramsay with these guys, because they can be some old, like, just salty dogs, man. And they'll start talking about the MREs. Yeah, I was in the shed and blah, 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 and I had this, and, we had this, and these cans sucked, and blah, blah, blah. And as soon as you bring up Spam, it's almost like
it's meat.
Yeah, it's like they flipped a switch.
It's totally meat-ish.
And they sit there, and all of a sudden, it's a culinary school.
I'm good.
And I just sit there. It's funny to watch, because I've heard the guys talk about the MREs with different combinations.
Do they even make them vegetarian at all?
Yes, believe it or not, vegetarian MREs are a thing now.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at that.
They are a thing. They actually have vegetarian, and there's, kosher.
Oh. Well, they should have had kosher for a long time, I would assume.
Well, apparently, it's a little bit harder to get for the civilian population, too, but it's an actual thing now. There's a lot of different religious things that are taken into consideration for the more modern MREs right now. Some of them still suck, because I have tried several of them. Some of them still suck, but there are some really good ones out here, and there are some great places to go and get the stuff.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I always think that I'm going to start being more like you and prepping, but I just don't.
Well, and you know what?
I'm like, because I know you.
But believe it or not, my preptorial skills and everything, I actually have to give credit to that for my grandmother.
Really?
And my mother. Their teachings, my grandmother's very old school, and she taught me a lot about the way you should prep and have things prepared way in advance before anything happens, no matter how big or how small scale it was. And both my grandparents were farmers. They were gardeners. Sometimes they had their own crops in the backyard.
Yeah.
Grandma had their own apple tree, beans, peas, you name it, squash. Until they had their own hookup deal. And
So that kind of goes back to what I was discussing earlier about having your neighborhood have everything you need.
right.
And you can see, this is
You can barter and everything
my
like that.
utopia is the whole bartering system in your neighborhood.
Alaska's like that.
It is?
Yeah, certain areas of Alaska, a lot of the local tribes and people, if you live within that area, that's a big thing, bartering. Big thing.
Yeah.
And like with my grandmother with the whole prepping aspect, what she was teaching me outside of like, here's how you handle this, here's how you handle that, it was just like, hey, why are you going out without this? You don't know. You might need it. My grandma was doing EDC before EDC was a thing. And EDC stands for everyday carry.
Thank you.
Just so you know.
Because I did not.
No.
You know how me and the acronyms,
Right.
not a fan.
But EDC is everyday carry. Everything you would carry on your person on a regular basis. And I'm talking about grandma would have everything that you needed until you start sneezing the wrong way. She'd pull out a whole handkerchief, or she'd start bringing out like half a box of Kleenex. You know,
I use napkins.
Well, no, not grandma. No, grandma had Prep-Toro everything. It's like, you have a headache? Oh, here comes the Tylenol. Oh, you have a stomach upset? Oh, here come the Tums. Oh, you don't like Tums? No problem. Pepto-Bismol. I'm talking. Grandma had it hooked up, and after a while,
Nothing.
and it was weird because after a while, you know, she was telling me about some of the Indian heritage that we have with the Miccosukee. And I found out that they were like basically survivalists themselves.
Well,
they're like their tribe.
When you live off the land, you are a survivalist.
Yeah, I'm talking about, but that's like their thing. Like, as long as they have one sharp knife, they're good to go.
Right.
And after that, like I said before, early on, I saw the movie Red Dawn. And that was in like 3rd or 4th grade I saw that. And then literally, believe it or not, between grandma teaching me at a young age, me seeing that movie, I literally became a prepper without even knowing anything about prepping. And I just started to hone my skill a little bit more, and that's when I met Ray Soon Johnny Ty. And when I met him, it was a total fluke how him and I met. And we started talking, and I was like, oh, hey, yeah, you know him, and I know him. And we just started telling people we knew, and I really didn't realize who I was standing there with at first. And then, because I've heard about him, I've seen his schools, I knew about his martial art, but I didn't know him personally. And I'm sitting here in front of, like, the main Joe right here in my eyes. And I'm like, man, because I've worked with the man directly, and I've seen his style of combatives. He is like, you know, he's like Bruce Lee to me. You know, and the reason I say this is because Bruce Lee's philosophy was basically take all the fancy mess out of everything,
Right.
combine all the good stuff together, and there's your combative system. And that's Johnny. I swear to God it is. And, you know, he's a knife designer. And
Yes, I've seen them. They're lovely. I love knives.
And he just came out with the Kuma Cage, which is the sword in the comic books, the G.I. Joe comic books that Snake Eyes uses.
Oh, wow.
So he's working on that project for 3 to 4 years. It just came out, and I just gotta wait for mine to get delivered.
Right.
But,
and then we're gonna play with it.
Yeah, yeah, you know what? I will be showing some of his stuff on the Watcher's Point of View too, because the Kuma Survival School is where I help out at, and where, you know, we do the instruction. Like, say you came out and did a couple little things for us for the bug out class and things of that nature. But yeah, I'm talking about watching him, and when him and I got together and we started breaking bread and going back and forth of, hey, what's in your bug out bag? Hey, what's in yours? And then we kind of saw our class bags that we show for everyone else for people to get an idea. And then we saw our actual SHFT when crap hits the fan bags where we have to get the hell out of town ones. Yeah, we knew right there, we bonded. We had a real quick bond. But like I said, I admire him a lot. Like I said, he's great at combatives. He's a great instructor. And I've had a couple instructors, and my 3 best instructors I've had would be Ray Poe, who actually taught me the Kempo system and Sistema.
I have no idea what these things are.
Well, the Kempo is the old Ed Parker system of combat. Like I said, it's for some of the watchers. Yeah, the other watchers who are in the martial arts will actually know.
That's fine.
But
see, I'm more of a. I've always seen myself as the healer.
Well, yeah, you'll be good for us then. So you'll be the patch-up person. But yeah, Repo. And that's where I started my martial arts deal, which is studying Kempo. But he actually taught me Sistema also, and a lot of the mixed martial arts fighting. Mr. Brown, who was with the same Kempo school that I started off as a kid, and he never changed his training style. Like, he would show you how to get in, how to make. I'm talking his combating style when you would fight or spar. Oh my God, it wasn't this point sparring stuff. I'm talking about it was like 3 minutes click.
Your job.
It was real life, and it was like you keep going until you tap out or something else happened. And then when I was older and got a chance to go back to the class and teach myself, and I saw Mr. Brown, I'm like, oh my God, hey, what's going on? Blah blah blah. And his teaching style is still the same. Ain't nothing changed with the man. I love it. If
it ain't broke, don't fix it.
And like I said, I met Johnny, wasting Johnny time, man, and. When him and I connected, when we met, and then when we started working together on the projects, man, it was lovely. And he is definitely someone in the survival world that people need to know. And he is known in the like SHOT Show. You'll see him walking around with people like Cody Lundeen, Dave Canterbury. These are like the who's who in the survival world. Our other brother, Jason Snake Blocker, he's another knife designer too. He's really big in Colorado. He was on Doomsday Prepper also. Oh. Yeah, so they actually had a couple deals with him. Michael Hawk. So
I have a question for you.
You have a question?
Yes. Would you ever do Naked and Afraid?
Naked and Afraid. You know what? Truthfully, the only thing I would fear is if I couldn't bring at least 6 items.
You can bring stuff, but I can't remember
I think it's
how many.
2 items you can bring. And
I think it's more than that, because that's a big bag.
Oh, those little haversacks that they give them?
Yeah.
I don't know how big those are, man. I've seen some of the episodes.
Well, they cover a great amount of people.
Well, you know what? Naked and Afraid, I don't know if I would actually do that one.
Okay. Because I actually know... random story. I actually know...
It's just random.
The wife of the creator.
Oh, really?
Yes.
See, this is what we talk about. How you know people and you bring up stuff.
She's actually a real famous heavy metal person.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. I met her a couple of years ago. She's awesome.
I just can't see myself doing Naked and Afraid.
I know I'm not doing it.
Here's like, would I be against doing it? No. But I've seen some of the drop zone points that they put people in. And my thing is, if you don't have to be butt naked, don't.
Yeah, I don't understand why we had to go full naked on that.
Well, because, once again, one sharp knife can feed you, clothe you, keep you warm and dry. So,
However.
But yeah, that's kind of one of those deals, too, where it's like, do you want to go in that situation like that?
And it's not like you win anything except for I did it.
Right. My thing is, like, there has to be a prize at the end of it.
Right.
Because I'm not going to put myself in an uncomfortable situation unless there's a valid reason. Now, if it's a show that you're going to do on a regular and you're hosting it and your thing is, hey, listen, this can happen to you. If this does happen to you.
You will totally be naked and you'll have this burlap bag.
You never know. People have done other stuff. If you're in a jacked up situation, you find yourself here, how do you deal with it?
I'm totally going naked.
And it's... and a lot of things, what I tell people about survival in general, one thing is true, mindset. Mm-hmm. Your mindset is either going to destroy you or your mindset's going to keep you going and keep you alive and get you to safety.
Yeah.
That's a very
I'd probably just do water and meditate all the time.
Oh, what a loon I am. What a loon I am.
But, like, honestly, like, I would bring a copper cup because it would... fix your water.
Good. Smart.
Yeah. And I'm actually looking at a picture. Picture.
Okay, just so everyone knows, there's actually no picture in front of us right now who are not watching the YouTube
Picture
video.
that you put water in.
You're looking at it, though.
No, I'm looking into buying one.
Oh, you said you're looking at it. So it may, if the people are listening here...
I'm so very sorry for my confusing words.
Mm-hmm.
My apologies.
I apologize. I've been penalized.
But I also need to learn the water ceremony for Lodge, because I'm usually one of the only chicks there, and chicks do water and men do fire.
Okay, fire and water.
Did you know that? You've never done Lodge, have you?
What, Sweat Lodge?
Yeah.
Ceremonially, no.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, I've done it for years.
Well, you know what?
I keep asking you to go, but you're always working.
Yeah, we're going to say that for the next episode.
Yeah. Okay.
But you know what, though? That's cool, though.
Yeah.
That's cool. We hit on some good topics today. As usual, we bounce back and forth and digressed a ton.
Yeah. We went on tangents aplenty.
Well, no, it's not really tangents. It's, once again, it's, if people, people have to get to understand who we are and how we are as friends and stuff, and we banter a lot.
Yeah.
So that's what we do, and we go from one extreme to the other. So when they see you on here, they go, "Oh my God, that fat girl Dana's on again with the Watcher's point of view."
What's going to happen now?
What we're going to expect, and it's good because you are going to be literally one of the what the F situations. Or one of the what the F guests that's coming on, what the hell they're going to talk about next. Because we are the banter, people can understand that. And I have a couple of people I'll be bantering with, but it's like...
Nothing like this.
Oh, yeah, this is just, think about it. We went from COVID, survival...
Cartoons.
Oh, yeah, also the cartoons. We hit a little bit of everything up today, and... like I said, it's a little stuff to keep people going and keep them interested in the sense of, hey, you could be in your car listening to this right now and just going, I don't believe these two. They got to be out their effing minds. You know what? I can't wait it's like, I can't wait till the next episode.
Hey, maybe we'll be on TV someday, huh?
You know what? I do want to throw this out, though. Hey, you never know. But I do want to throw this out. I want to give a shout out to our first sponsor that we got. The House of Jerky in Wisconsin Dells. Once again, the House of Jerky in Wisconsin Dells. They sent me a message directly.
Really?
And, yeah. And they said, hey, how am I doing? I get a little bit of a story with them. Mm-hmm. And what I would like to do on our next episode is start off with the story with the House of Jerky.
Okay.
And talk about some of the travel.
I love how we only talk about meat.
Well, yeah, that's with the vegetarian. No, but I kind of I want to touch on some of the travel that you and I've done, because you and I are kind of the same way when we travel. Yeah. We just pick up, hop in the vehicle, and go to F off.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And I don't stay anywhere very long.
Right, exactly.
I just the wanderer. I've got 4 days. I'm gonna hit 6 states.
At least. Right? No, totally. Yeah. But I want to give a special shout out to. The Dells House of Jerky. Go check them out in Wisconsin Dells. Let them know JP Spector from the Watcher's Point of View sent you. As for Tony or Tracy, they'll both be there. And like I said, great people. I've got their jerky more than once. And if you get a chance, ask Tony about how he met me and my ride or die homie Danny. And I'm talking about you'll...
And ask them to make an asparagus jerky for me.
Well, he has mushroom jerky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have mushroom jerky.
Oh, sign me up.
Their mushroom jerky that they got there, it's unfreaking believable.
Really?
They have regular, I think it was a teriyaki and a Thai chili one.
I'm a regular person.
Let me tell you something. You have to try the teriyaki one.
Really?
Oh my God,
I'm a big fan of teriyaki.
Oh, it almost tastes like a full stir fry.
Interesting.
It was like soy sauce, a little teriyaki, so it was like sweet with the saltiness. Mm-hmm. It was very intriguing, but good stuff.
Awesome.
But check it out, House of Jerky in Wisconsin Dells. And even when you place an order with them, in the comment section or the special comments, just say, hey Tony, JP Spector sent me from the Watcher Point of View. They are very, very pro-veteran and first responder friendly. So if you are a veteran or if you are a first responder, go in there with your identifications, come in there with your IDs and stuff. Make sure they see them, and they take care of the family there, man. I swear, they're great people.
Awesome.
So yeah, check them out. Once again, the House of Jerky. And thank you again for being our first sponsor. I greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate your support also. And to the fellow watchers out here, on behalf of myself, JP Spector, and that fat girl Dana, we're going to get up out of here and call it a night and get ready for our next couple of episodes. Because I think, like I said, we already got information from some other people that said they want to see us again.
Right.
Yeah, actually, I got
insane.
Yeah, I had a private message sent to me going, "You guys are comical. I can't wait to hear the next show. Please tell me that you did a video." I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yes, we
did. And then I said, "Okay, yeah, there's actually a video on YouTube. I'm waiting for him to clear and put it up." They're like, "Oh yeah, I can't wait." I was like, "Oh my god, are you serious, dude?" There was a guy. He actually said he listened to us on the way to work, but he loved it.
Oh wow, cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So once again, thank you all for the support. If you're on YouTube right now watching this on the video, please hit that like and subscribe button so you can be made aware of any time the new posts come up. Go on Podbean, check us out on Facebook at The Watcher's Point of View. If you need any of
you forgot Twitter too. You've got
Twitter too. Yes,
which is not The Watcher's Point of View.
No, it's at Watcher's View.
Yes, at Watcher's View.
Yeah, Watcher's View.
The Watcher's Point of View is way too long for Twitter.
Way too long.
That's actually why I changed mine to that fat girl Dana, because media wouldn't fit. So it all worked out in the end.
It all worked out. And yes, check out if you need anything for voice overlays, video, things of that done, any of your media work, any editing done, please check out That Fat Girl Dana at That Fat Girl Media. Links are left in the Podbean, so check that out. If you're on Podbean, Spotify, once again, please like, subscribe, and make sure you stay in touch. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, leave your messages for us on Facebook. We will get to them. If you have any questions for Dana, leave them for her also. Or any
I'm
other,
around.
Yeah, that's true. Or any of the other guests that you might see on here. And once again, much love. Please keep an open heart and open mind at all times. And we'll see you next time on The Watcher's Point of View. Later.
Deuces.